Hello and welcome to episode 6 of WesteroScraft Walks with your host, DutchGuard. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Waspwood, a region of Westeros located in the Riverlands, full of history, some really cool builds, and all this beautiful custom forest. So let's get started and I'll show you what the Waspwood is all about. So like I said, we've got these lovely trees all around us, handmade, every one of them. We've got the namesake of the Waspwood just up there, some wasps buzzing around their nest. And as I said, there's lots of history in this region as well as some current events. We're just coming up to one of them now. This is the battlefield of, or what took place, a battle between the Blackwoods. You can see their flag, which has fallen from its mast there. The Blackwoods and some men of the Westerlands, presumably from Castle Rock. We've decided to set our server in the time period at just the end of the first book in A Song of Ice and Fire, A Game of Thrones, just at the start of the War of the Five Kings. So this is just after Catelyn Tully takes Tyrion Lannister hostage at the Crossroads Inn, and this war breaks out in the Riverlands as Tywin is seeking revenge for his wrongdoings against him. So you can see this disused catapult here, as well as loads of skulls and leftover weapons lying around. So as we are in this lovely forest, and it is the morning, I've put on my render distance to short, so we've got this morning mist around us. I think it really helps with the ambiance as well. So in this forest we've got lots of artifacts of the war going on, like this tree here, which seems to have been used for multiple hangings, as you can tell by the ropes and skulls on the ground. And that goes for the Riverlands as a whole, actually. We've tried to keep in mind the current events of A Game of Thrones and the war going on. So we've got burned down villages, battlefields, keeps. I think we're also planning some army encampments as well. So here we're just near the area of Claypool, and that's what this is. We've got a little pool with some clay on the banks here. We've got a couple of those in the area. And there's a little town called Claypool, and that's just on the road here to the left. But instead we're going to follow this road towards Mudsgrave. So this area is really big, the Waspwood is really huge, and you can explore endlessly in all directions. Because this forest was made from the ground up, there were no trees here when it was first started. There's been detail put into everything. So you've got this abandoned cart here, you've got little encampments, hunters, cabins. Over here we've got, I think it's the campsite for a hedge knight, with a little campfire, looks like a little sleeping bag for the squire. We continue on this road. This road will eventually lead to Pennytree and Raventree Hall, which is the seat of House Blackwood. The Waspwood is actually a disputed region between House Blackwood and House Bracken, who are two houses that have had a rivalry for thousands of years. And so you can see remnants of their battles and rivalry as well. And I think we'll come across one of those later. So as we are here walking along, you can see it's got all this beautiful landscape, really cool giant dead tree over here, with a big wasp's nest there. Probably want to avoid that. And here's another little cool thing. There's like a little unmarked grave here for someone. You know, just little cool details like that really help fill out the space and really make it fun to explore. So here we are, you can see just popping out of the mist there, the town of Mudsgrave. Mudsgrave's got these really cool big thatch roofs that are dilapidated and asymmetrical and really rough and fun to look at, which gives the Riverlands and this area in particular a very unique style. You can see the inn there sort of has a caved-in roof. So before we head on towards Raventree Hall on that road, we're going to head up here and check out the Keep of Mudsgrave, which is currently under the control of the Blackwoods. And it's a really cool example of the standard kind of keep that we have for vassals of lords and for lands of the knights where they have their keeps. So you've got this really straight-sided, pretty simple keep style. That's the flag of the Blackwoods up there. A little entry hall, some barracks. We're not going to take a look inside of the builds too much because I want to focus on the beautiful landscape surrounding us. So you can see all those nice conifers, oaks, whatever fits in this region. We've actually made a climate map of Westeros to see what kind of species of trees would be most likely to grow in certain areas. So this area is sort of a temperate broadleaf area, so we've got lots of broadleaf trees, oaks mainly, but we've also got beech and birch and other ones escape me now, but oh yeah, like ash and yew and anything you can think of, we've got a tree for it. We've got some fields of carrots over here. Nice little farmer's house with that lovely thatch style, like I said. So we're continuing on this road to Raventree Hall and Pennytree. We're not going to make it there today because it is a bit of a walk, and I don't think I have time to cover it. But if you ever get the chance, take a look. It is a really, really cool build. Let's just follow this little path, because I believe up here, crossing this little stream, we've got a hunter's cabin. Yeah, here it is. Got a fresh kill hanging up there. A nice little cabin in here. Chopping some wood recently. And a fire burning bright. So this little stream, and actually for all the little streams on our server, they will always lead to a collection of water. It's usually the ocean, and in this case, if you follow that stream all the way down, it'll head to a tributary of the Red Fork, which is one of the main rivers of the Riverlands, which runs past River Run, actually. And but that's further upstream, and then downstream it goes all the way down to Cracklaw Point and the Narrow Sea. Here we are in the old growth of the Waspwood. So we've got these really huge trees, low-lying underbrush, and the sunlight barely makes it through here, which creates this really beautiful, scenic-looking canopy. And this really nifty area to explore, and it seems like the perfect area to hunt. And I've stopped here because we're at a weirwood stump, or at least that's what I've been told. A weirwood stump, probably because the Brackens have hacked it down. Since their initial conflict thousands of years ago, after the Andal invasion, the Andals who brought the Faith of the Seven to Westeros, the Brackens converted to the Faith of the Seven, whereas the Blackwoods stayed with the old gods. And there's really cool evidence of this, because if you go to our build, Raventree Hall, you can see a giant dead weirwood, which was maliciously poisoned by the Brackens, which is dead, but still stands. And in the Bracken castle, which is Stonehenge, you can see a weirwood stump, which they've cut down because they no longer believe in the old gods. That's a really cool conflict and subplot of A Song of Ice and Fire that people rarely give much attention to, but it really allows for us to put a lot of really interesting detail into the Riverlands, and those two builds are especially cool to explore. But like I said, I don't think we'll be able to get to those today because they are a little bit far away, but they are still in this region. Even me saying that is a testament to how huge our map is, because we're in the lands owned by Raventree Hall and the Blackwoods, and I don't think I have time to see it today. So you've got these lovely reeds growing on the bank of this river here. I think this is the tributary that leads to the Red Fork. So a really, really beautiful detail done there. We've got Grindcorn Mill here, which is this huge mill being powered by that river. And down further this way is Raventree Hall. Nice, another little beautiful little stream running out of the Waspwood to the river. So I think I'm going to finish this video here. I think I've shown you the best bits of the Waspwood, but you really should go explore it on your own. Just warp Mudsgrave or warp Claypool or any of the other locations that I've named today. That's Grindcorn Mill there, and take a look around. There's really an endless amount of detail, and I think right now it's our most complete area of Westeros, so take a look. So thank you very much for watching and for the continued support and positive feedback. I'll be making many more of these videos in the future, so keep an eye out, and I will see you next time.